Good morning, everybody. Your boys. Super Duty Tough Work. Back again. Wherever you are, wherever you may be it in your home, in your car, walking around, in those YouTube streets, we welcome you to the most infamous podcast on planet Earth. Blueprint and Illogic. Super Duty Tough Work. If you've been here before, you know how we give it up. You know what I'm saying? Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, all of it's free. The best theme music in the history of podcasts. Is it not?
The joint.
Come on, man. We don't even have to do some podcasts. They be doing new intros every couple years. We don't even need to.
Nah, it's too fire.
It's iconic. It's too memorable. I can't write that no better.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck I'm gonna do? It's too iconic. It's you know, we have to keep a high standard at this podcast. This year, we've been, Logic and I had conversations at the end of last year about bringing back some things that we stopped doing that were really fun for us. But due to my work schedule, driving that truck, it was hard to do certain episodes. One of those franchises that we left alone, that we shall bring back for another season, is album reviews. And I know Illogic is particularly happy about us bringing back this franchise.
Yes.
We have other new franchises, series, manuscripts in development right now. Studio is developing some other things for our viewership out there, which we will bring to light soon. But today, we're doing album reviews. Illogic, how you doing today?
Good, man. You know, just waking up and been writing a lot, you know.
Word?
Yeah, getting that pen game going again.
We talked about that.
Yeah. So I'm excited about just getting back to the pen regularly, you know. Coming up with fly shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, man.
It's something special about coming up with a dope verse, with a dope song. You know, it's something special about that. I haven't felt it. It feels like I haven't felt it in a while because I haven't really been working on, you know, I haven't been working on no albums like that. So, yeah, it feels good. It feels good.
Man, preaching right now over there, man. Look, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Like, not even on the writing tip. Granted, I have been writing, but just being back to the motherfucking craft.
Yeah.
That shit. You know, you will forget sometimes that you still got it.
Oh, yeah.
You'll forget that people fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
Even an artist like myself, I forget sometimes that I've been doing this shit for 20 plus motherfucking years, and that counts.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I was reminded of all of that.
Yeah.
You know, for those of you who've been paying attention on the interwebs, I announced a new EP I'm dropping April 23rd called Falling Down. And I want to thank everybody who has supported so far because that shit means a lot and it's doing really well so far. And it's been 6 years since I dropped a record. Many of you listen to me on this podcast, you know, every week. And y'all are tuned into what's going on, but y'all are the very small percentage of my fans. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they don't know what the fuck happened. People think I fucking quit, bruh.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, we thought you was gone. Never to be seen again. And this week has been a good reminder of it. Of like, hey, it feels good. Damn, it feels good to see people up on it. In the words of, you know, Biz Marquee.
Mm-hmm.
One of those dope weeks, man. And like, I could talk about that for a whole episode. But, you know, we're going to talk about other people's music in this episode.
Yeah, some good music too.
Good music. Now, everybody at home, don't get mad because all these records ain't come out this week this month, this year.
Right, right.
We're a little behind, as we said, on this franchise. So with certain records we're going to talk about, they a little older. But they still in our circumference, and we always wanted to talk about them. And so assuming that we do this more regularly, this is going to become a regular thing. So for all of you at home, we're going to talk about Midas the Beast and Planet Asia's album. We're going to talk about Larry June and The Alchemist album. We're going to talk about friends of the show, Dibiase and Raz Fresco's album. Another friend of the show, Blockhead's album. So if you mess with any of those artists, if you've been curious about any of those albums, we're going to talk about them today. Y'all know how we do, man. We don't be writing no long-ass motherfucking essays. We get to the point. We let you know whether it's worth fucking with, and we get you one about your day.
Right.
So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Work.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Super Duty Tough Work. Back, y'all. This week we're doing album reviews. I want to thank y'all for joining the show. You know, people have wanted this franchise back. I want to, let y'all know it's coming. It's coming. You know, we had formulas. We just had to update our formulas for the times.
Right.
The years we living in. But, it's still Blueprint and the Logic. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, first record we're going to talk about today is And One Rap Shit by Midas the Beast and Planet Asia. Midas is my man's. Shout out to Midas. We've talked about him only once on this podcast, I think, though, for one of his records last time. His last solo record, was it?
Yeah.
So, man, he always seems to drop shit when he drops a lot of shit, so I guess it makes sense. Whenever we do an album review, this man got something dropping. But this record with Planet Asia, him and Planet Asia are in a crew. You got this shit. If you know what he do, you know what Planet Asia do, it comes together. This record is not like a bunch of twists and turns, which is great. You look, the title lets you know what this shit is.
Yep.
If you grew up in the motherfucking late 90s, early 2000s with the And1 basketball league, you know what I'm saying? With the professor, hot sizzle, hot sauce, earthquake. Oh, baby. If you a hoop fan, you kind of know what this record is about.
Mm-hmm.
The interludes and everything is about hooping, doing some wild shit on the court. The song titles is about hooping for the most part.
Yeah.
The rhyming is rhyming. They're not actually hoop. It's a, metaphor. And, for metaphor for how basically and one kind of changed basketball. You know what I'm saying? For those who were there. And this rap record is, it's just a high level of rapping, high level of motherfucking production.
Yep.
And it's one of them records that's like, yeah, when I want to feel that shit, I put this kind of record on.
Yeah. Dope beats, dope rhymes. What more do y'all want? That's basically what this record is,
Exactly. What else y'all want? What y'all complaining about?
Right.
This is what y'all be asking for with some dudes who like can really write. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clever shit, like references that ain't common. You know what I mean? Just the way it's put together. It's like, two dudes are in their bag. Wise, man. Another thing about this record I want to point out. This record has great hooks on it.
Yeah, it has really good hooks.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and a homie on shout out to 5D on Twitter. He made a comment the other day about how like hooks and underground hip hop are just in a bad shape right now.
Yeah.
Between like MF Doom and like, you know what I'm saying? Like Griselda Cats and that style.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really do hooks as much.
Nah, shoot, they barely do two verse songs anymore.
That's a fact. They'll hit you with the one verse, boy, real
yeah.
quick.
Nice little 24. Nice little 24 bar
right.
joint, and I'm out. You know what I mean?
2-minute songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Minute and a half. Yeah, with 16 bars of the beat on the intro.
Yep.
It's true, but like this record to me is dope because it's a concept record where brothers is like, okay, we're not just gonna say anything. The verses got the references, the hooks got the references to basketball, and the hooks are real well written. And since it's two MCs, it got some hooks in there. They're going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it reminds me of just how shit used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I ain't here to say, oh, back in my day, everything was better. It's not that. I just think that like there was a little more emphasis on writing hooks back then. And now it's like in the underground, we so anti everything that like we not even giving you no scratch choruses no more. You know what I mean? You not getting no cuts. You just gonna get the beat playing and some shit. Maybe a little interlude over it. But this record got that, man. To me, it's just top notch production, really well done. I really don't know what the fuck else to say about this record other than this shit is fire.
Yeah, I mean it's dope. Like from the intro on, it just like it goes. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I think the first maybe 5 or 6 songs are stronger than the end of the record. You know what I mean? But overall, like you can't be mad at this. If you want, I mean, what Planet Asia does.
Yes.
If you mess with Midas, you know what he does. Like, Ball Hogs.
Yes.
Dope ass. That's like probably my favorite joint on the record. And that hook is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The beat for Scientology is nuts. You know what I mean? Like it's real super dope. And I think Starving for Perfection, the song they end the record with, is a nice way to go out. So yeah, I really dug this record. And I'm glad you put it on my radar. Honestly, a lot of these records outside of the Blockhead record I hadn't really heard.
Oh, word.
So just listening to, some of these records really like took me back to that, that rap shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that, because me, man, I'm out there in the stratosphere with it.
Heavily,
you know what I'm saying?
Ball style. Yeah.
So like having some shit to just bring you back to that, that foundation of just raps, dope verses, dope hooks, dope beats, like this record is definitely that.
Yeah, I agree. Like my favorite tracks on it are 999,000 C Notes.
Yeah, that joint is fire.
This is the one that I really just was like, hold on, man, I got to put this on repeat. Like this one, I had it on repeat, cleaning up the crib. Rhymes start coming in my head. I started wanting to rhyme to right to the beat.
Yeah.
The And1 rap shit, title track, Ball Hogs, like you mentioned, Expensive Spaghetti, Arrows. Those are like my favorite joints, man.
Expensive Spaghetti got a dope video too.
I haven't seen the video. I seen the clip. I didn't know the video was out.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta check that out. For some reason, I was like, is it coming soon? I've seen the trailer for the video. I didn't know if the video was done though. Yeah, I gotta check that out. But I mean, how many die lines? No, I mean, this is a 4 out of 5 easy.
Yeah, it's easy 4 out of 5. Easy,
you know what I mean? It's like no less. You know what I'm saying? It's just mad die lines. You know, it's not like the thing about this record is not gonna be like some shit where everybody fucks with this record because everybody don't know about the record.
Right.
They ain't got no big ass machine behind this shit. So it's like, it ain't gonna be that. But this is the kind of record where like, if you do this kind of shit, you do it consistently, you're gonna build a hell of a fucking following.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this shit is really all about at the end of the day. If you're an artist, is like, how can I create something consistently that establishes what I do and just be better at it every time out. And you know, I'm sorry.
This record made me want to see them perform it live. Like when listening to it, like a lot of these songs I would love to see them going back and forth live. Like it would be, because I've seen Asia Rock before, and he's a dope performer. And I'm sure Midas is, just from watching his videos and shit. So yeah, this record made me want to see it live.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they just played a show last week, the Thurston Howell birthday bash in Orlando. I think they played together. Yeah, this was just last week. I just saw like, got mad people down there who's posting about it. Oh, my people's from Orlando. Shout out to y'all. I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that record. That's N1 Rap Shit by Midaz the Beast and Planet Asia. Shit, should we do the second one? Let me think. We'll do the second, John. The next joint we're going to talk about is Aux by Blockhead. This is a 2023 record as well, so don't get mad at us at home. It's still January 24. Anything 23 is still within bounds. It's in bounds, man. It's fair play. For those who don't know, Blockhead is the, producer most famously known for his early work with A$AP Rock, out of New York. Then he went on to put out his, own instrumental stuff, became very popular in his own right as an instrumental producer. And, he tours. He's a dude. He's a friend of the family. We've interviewed him on this podcast when he came through to Columbus. He's our dude. He's done a record with Logic. How could I forget? Album and 2 EPs. Dope producer, and he works with a lot of rappers now. Like he didn't just stop with the A$AP stuff. He does stuff with Billy Woods and Arm & Hammer and that whole crew of guys out there now. He's been working with them a lot. And this record has a lot of fucking guest MCs. It's basically a production record. It's a production record because he doesn't rap. And some of the guest features on this record are Billy Woods, Coel Chris, A$AP Rock, Open Mike Eagle, Casual, Breezy Brewing, and like a bunch of dudes. It's literally like 20, 30 different names on this record. Some repeat. I think A$AP is on there maybe twice. I think, is Breeze on there twice?
Breeze is on there twice. Woods is on there a couple times. Yeah, on there twice. So it's like, even though it's different people, it does have people coming in and out multiple times. But it's this record to me brings me back. The first thing I thought when I listened to this record is like, damn, people don't do these kind of records no more. Yeah, me too. Exactly.
You got that thought? Because it's like, I did The Weight Room in 2002. No, it came out 2003. And I did one of those records, but I never been back to it.
Right.
And I'm just like, he went back to it and it's dope. And I'm like, why the hell ain't I been back to it? Yeah. Why the hell don't more people do these records anymore?
As a producer, I've always wanted to do one of these records. Like when I first started producing, this was one of my goals one day, to get a record where I get a whole bunch of rappers that I like to rap over my shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's
like the pinnacle, kind of. It's like, it's to work with a rapper that you really like. And then it's like to produce a bunch of rappers over your beats.
Yeah.
That's when you can really get in your bag in terms of like because when working with one rapper, sometimes you have to stick to that style or that theme.
Mhm.
But a record like this, Aux by Blockhead, you don't necessarily have to stick to one style, one tempo, one kind of thing, because all the artists are different.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives the record a lot of variation, whereas it might not have had that if it was artist by himself and just him. And so that's the background on Blockhead. For those of you who don't know, go back and listen to our interview with him. A lot of production jewels in there. This record came out last year, and this record is really dope.
Yeah.
It's really dope. I love the mix. It sounds really clean. That's just the nerd in me, the production nerd notices how clean the mixes are.
Yeah.
I don't know if Blockhead mixes the shit. He probably gets somebody else to mix it. Who knows?
I think it's Willie Green. I think Willie
Green did
mixed
this one? Oh,
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. No wonder. Yeah, he's an excellent engineer.
Yeah, he's great.
I ain't never heard from him that didn't sound like A1 on the engineering. So yeah, that makes sense now. So I'm like, this record sounds fucking sick. Shit. I don't know what else to say other than it sounds great. Here's my standouts are Mastering How to Land, Ponzu Sauce with Aesop and Breeze Brewing.
Yeah.
1970s Apocalyptic Skin Flick with Fatboy Sharif and Creaturenomics. And then the random joint that I like is this Pink Lemonade joint by RXX Nephew.
Yeah.
This joint is mad funny. It's random.
Funny as hell.
Yeah, he rhymes about random shit the whole song. It don't fit nothing else on there.
Uh-huh.
The shit he's rhyming about is hilarious, dog. And I'm like, is this dude just trying to be funny? He's got like that New York funny style though. Like just the dude on the block who just say wild shit and you hang out and smoke a black and mild with every time you go to the corner store type of dude.
Yeah.
Oh, what up, G? What up, man? What up with you? You just sit on the corner laughing. Y'all people watch, crack jokes. All right, man, I'm getting here and grab this thing. Get out of here. All right, brother, I'll hot you. He's one of them kind of dudes. And I'm like, where the hell did Blockhead get this guy from? Because I ain't heard him before with none of these other guys.
Right.
But the song is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, those are my favorites. What are your thoughts on the record?
Yeah, I mean, I like the record a lot. It definitely shows an evolution of Blockhead's production as well, because he's working with so many different types of MCs. A lot of these dudes I hadn't heard of. Yeah. Some of them I have, but I think the record goes in a lot of different directions and it does it well. I think every beat fits the rappers that's on it. Yeah. And I think that's something that's hard to do sometimes, especially for one producer, and to make it feel like a cohesive record as well, with going in so many different directions. So I really dig the record. My standouts, AAU tournaments, Mastering How to Land. Like you said, I love Lighthouse. That joint is crazy. God is Busy. I like that joint with Breeze Brewing. And oh no, that's AK Solo. And Poppy Seeds. I like Poppy Seeds. Dudes sound like Sugar Free. He remind me of Sugar Free.
That's
like an NY version of Sugar Free. Like dude, it just is Bruiser Wolf, I think is his name.
Yeah, he remind me of Sugar Free and Professor X from the X Clan. At the same time, you put Sugar Free and Man Glorious. This is protected by, but it's real pimpish. It's real pimpish.
Yeah, real pimp shit. Real pimp shit.
It's real pimp shit. It's like a pimpish Professor X with Sugar Free. Yeah, you're right though. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, this man's so pimpish. But yeah.
Yeah, that joint is fire. And I like the Pink Lemonade joint. Also like Gargamel. I think I'm a fan of Def C. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's
and
dope.
Shrapnel, of course. I think Castro's verse, like he ends that joint. His verse is fucking fire on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I really love this record.
Yeah.
A lot of songs I would definitely go back to.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's a dope, entry into Blockhead's catalog.
Yeah,
like he's got one of those catalogs that's so vast you could definitely make like a best of Blockhead playlist on Spotify, and it'd be pretty damn thorough.
Yeah.
And this record just kind of adds to that. And I'm just like, I think I need to make a best of Blockhead playlist now because this just reminded me. He has other albums that I play, but I've never been like, okay, I'm going to mix all this shit together now. Yeah. And have some shit I can throw on at any time. And, but yeah, this shit's dope. So, I mean, if you at home, I say definitely support this shit. It's good music. It's, Blockhead is a producer. This is not featuring just one record. If you listen to this podcast, you probably know about all these people who we talk about are featured on this record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like a big jump for you. I say
How many Dylons you giving it?
No less than 4 for a production record. I'm gonna say 4.25, 4.5 for a production record.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4.5. I really like the record overall, and I think the MCs definitely work over Blockhead's production.
Yes.
It reminds me of like an old school Def Jux compilation.
That's exactly what the fuck it reminds me of.
Yeah,
it gives me that feeling like this is taking me back to that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it like that, because I'm like, what the fuck is this taking me into the zone of? That's exactly what the fuck it is. Like classic Def Jux presents era shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But just more MCs.
Yeah, way more
MCs. But it's very cohesive. Ain't nobody mailing it in on this record. And I like this record, man. So yeah, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Work.
This is your weekly reminder that we have 2 books that you, as a listener or watcher of this podcast, need to absolutely own. The first is The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists, and the second is The Social Media Cheat Code. Both of these books were released within the last year. The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists is a book where I go through the stories and explain the traits that are behind the success of some of the biggest names in hip hop today. The book has got nothing but amazing feedback. And if you are an artist, business person, whatever you do, if you would like to be inspired and would like to learn more about hip hop along the way, and also see some reinforcement of the concepts that we talk about on this podcast, The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop is for you. Second book is The Social Media Cheat Code. That is for everyone who listens to this podcast who does not consider themselves an expert or really good at social media. It's not for super experienced people. It's actually for people who are on social media but are not getting the results you need. So what we did is I broke down like 12 or 13 strategies that I use all the time that actually work really well for me. I put it into a book. I gave you examples and I tell you how to implement it. That's a book you absolutely need as a listener to this podcast, watcher of this podcast. If you're on YouTube, supporting these books actually goes a long way towards supporting the podcast. So to support the show, if you like what we do, obviously we don't necessarily get paid to do this shit. So support the products and services that we create. And these 2 books are a big part of that. We appreciate your support, and back to the show. What's up, everybody? Got some big news to share with you all today. I'm proud to announce that for the first time, I will be opening up my artist coaching and consulting services to the public. I have been doing it for several years behind the scenes, helping artists and small businesses achieve their goals, but it's never been something that I made publicly available, nor anything that I promoted until now. So if you're an artist or a small business owner, I'm now available to be booked for one-on-one sessions designed to help you achieve your goals as quickly and as efficiently as possible. If this is something that you're interested in, email me at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Tell me a little bit about yourself and we'll get the ball rolling from there. I look forward to working with you all. Peace. All right, folks, we are back. Super Duty Tough Work. Album reviews. First joint, 24. Doing some joints from 23 that may have been overlooked by even ourselves. And, when I send Logic these lists of albums, sometimes I'll throw this man a curveball. This next record was a curveball for my man Logic.
Yeah, it was.
And it is Larry June and The Alchemist, The Great Escape. See, sometimes I be up on some street shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? And I be listening to my peoples who be up on that shit talk about certain names. I'm like, man, let me go check this name. So I've been actually hearing Larry June's name since, golly, at least 5 years ago. I think the first person I actually saw a post about Larry June was Jake One, actually. Jake One posted one of his joints 4 or 5 years ago. And I thought it was dope, but I thought the guy was from Seattle because Jake posted it back then. I didn't come to find out he's from the Bay. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, he's a Seattle artist. Nah, he's from the Bay. But the shit I heard then was like him rhyming over some shit that sounded like some 80s R&B shit. You know, and like a fucking riding around in a fucking 87 BMW. You know what I mean? Like some old Nino Brown shit. Which is, you know, I found out that's basically kind of what he does. Every video is kind of like this man in a classic car, you know, riding around, just being cooler than everybody else. This is just, if you were to talk about what does Larry June do, that's basically what he does. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's not no, you need to know before you listen to this record, it is not no get amped shit. It is
not at all, bro.
You know what I mean? Do not listen to this late at night. You know what I'm saying? Do not listen to this when the sun is down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a perfect time for this record. And it's like, to me, it's like when the sun is up, it's beautiful outside. You in your car, it's maybe 6, 7 when it get cool. It's not too hot. You feeling good. Maybe you about to go out for the night and you just chilling. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, maybe you like doing your taxes. You making a healthy meal. You know what I mean? That's when you throw him, when you thinking about the plan for the year, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do this year? I need to get motivated. Let me throw some Larry June on. You know what I mean? That's who he is as an artist. He's monotone. He's laid back. But there's something oddly entertaining about him to me that I don't think is intentional on his part. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about like the nephew dude from the Blockhead record. He was just saying bugged out stuff on purpose.
Right.
Larry June, I think, is accidentally funny on record. This is like the monotone way he'll deliver some shit that's like very, very poignant, but just hilarious. And like, I like those kind of rappers, man. Like, who just say obvious shit that's good all the time. And it ain't like no wordplay. You're not hearing no extended metaphors. Ain't no schemes. This ain't and1 rap shit. This is other shit. This is like a player that just happens to rap. And is good at rapping it. But he's a dope songwriter, man. So this record, you know, obviously he'd been bubbling for some years. And I've been meaning to check him out. But then I saw this Alchemist joint and I was like, oh yeah, this is a good excuse to check out Larry June finally. And I think the record is dope. It's not 100% bangers front to back. I think it's one of those records where like, if you shave like 4 songs off of it, you're going to have a end-to-end burner. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's really dope from him. As far as the first record I've heard from him, I like it. I went and watched a bunch of the music videos before I heard the record. Let me check out this one. I was like, you know what? Let me check this out. And I liked it though, man. So what are your thoughts?
I liked his content. Of course, Alchemist, you know, lays a beautiful backdrop. Yeah. It's just one of those things, like I'm so not really into the slow, mellow, monotone,
you know, the monotone movement.
Drug shit. Like, and and the thing is, like, he says really dope shit. Yeah. And the beats are dope. And I also like the fact that he sings. So he adds that element in there.
Yes.
And that really breaks up the monotony sometimes.
Yep.
But overall, it's not a record that I'm gonna put on a regular basis because it is so mellow and it's so slow. But I do enjoy the shit that he's talking about. I really like the joint with him and Big Sean. I think it's called Pasadena or something like that. Really like that joint. You know, I like the fact that, you know, he'll throw in little jewels about eating healthy and little jewels about, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I woke up and ate a smoothie.
Yeah, like I think he had a line like, you know, eating apples with supermodels by, you know what I'm saying, by the or something like
green
he
salad,
says like
nigga.
Yeah, like little shit like that. And I like that kind of, you know, cleverness. I like the Orange Village joint with Slum Village. That joint is fire. Yeah. And I think the thing that makes this record somewhat more palatable than maybe a Boldy James or, like some of the other slower, monotone cats, is that not all of the features are in that same vein.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some of the features kind of break up that monotony too, which helps, but the beats are still mad slow.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And a little dark, so it doesn't change it up too much, but that helped me get through it. But I think overall it's a good record. I think I would like to check out more of his shit.
Yeah.
It does make me interested in checking him out. But overall I like the record. Like I give it a strong 3.8,
Okay. Yeah, I'm somewhere around the same thing. Like I thought it was one of those records where the first half is really strong. It's the strongest. And then out of the last half of it, I mean, even all the singles are chosen from the first, first half of the album. And then the second half is like, it's solid, it's not bad, but there's nothing on there that's like to the level of the singles on the first half of it. It's front loaded. And one of those records where maybe it's got, I don't know, 12, 13 songs, 14 songs. I think if it was shaved down to 10, the impact would be a lot harder, especially like you said. I think maybe some of the reason you feel that way about keeping 10 is because it's unnecessarily long. Yeah, in my opinion. I don't like we talk about like that Midaz the Beast and Planet Asia record. That joint is short. It's not like, it might be 30 minutes, maybe.
Actually, I think both. The crazy thing about it is the reason that this record set seems long is because it's so slow. Yeah. This record and the Midaz record are about the same length.
Really?
Yeah. This record's 45 minutes. The Midaz record, I think, is like 42 or 43.
Wow. I was
wrong.
But
the Midaz record has less songs. Some of the songs are longer. Like they got a couple 5-minute joints on there. Okay. But because the tempos, because the different energies of the music, it doesn't seem as long because it feels like it moves much more. Yeah, this record, with it being so slow, it feels, and it's 15 songs, even though the songs are short, it just feels long. Yeah. It feels long because it's so slow.
Yeah, I think it should be cut to about 10 songs, 10, 11 joints. And this record would have been something that it would have been so much stronger. But, my favorites are like Turkish Cotton, 89 Earthquake, Solid Plan with Action Bronson, Porsches in Spanish. What the fuck? I don't even know what the fuck that title is. Weirdest. What the fuck does that mean? And 60 Days. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think those are all like singles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those records where the singles are singles for a reason, but there's, it's just a little too long. That would be my main thing. Cut it down. And then I think even the people who are not into that thing, because like you're saying, he does things like the singing was a surprise to me. I didn't know the motherfucker could sing too. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's why he's kind of seeing a different kind of response than a lot of other guys in his lane.
Right.
He can sing, and not only can he sing, he writes really dope singing hooks.
Yeah, he does.
That are catchy, like, okay, yeah, that's fucking dope. Sounds good. It's not like a rapper singing. It sounds like he clearly been singing his whole life.
Yeah, he can sing.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like to the same level you know how people think like, oh yeah, Drake can sing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Drake writes dope singing hooks. Larry June kind of has a similar energy with his singing. You could tell he ain't just singing on some future rap shit. No, he actually can sing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no auto-tune shit. Like, but then you got like, and the thing, like you're saying, the shit he raps about to me is like one of the reasons I think people really fuck with him, because this is a man, he got mad references to, yo, pay your taxes, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On the records telling people to pay their taxes on time. You know what I'm saying? Get your money, eat healthy. He eating smoothies. He's waking up. He's just telling you to do a bunch of like positive stuff, to not hate. You know what I'm saying? Not complain. You're just like, wow, like this dude is really positive. Like, I see that being when I've heard people talk about him, like that's some shit they mention. Like, yeah, all the monotone kind of guys, it's easy to kind of put them in the same lane.
Right. Yeah, but he's different. He is
right.
Different.
Because I've definitely listened to Boldy James albums and felt like you feel about them. Like, technically he can rap, but the energy of this is not sustaining me. You know what I mean? Because he's not as interesting. I find Larry June to be more interesting, which I think is why this record is interesting to me. So the first half of this record is good, but yeah, I'd give it 3.5 to 3.75, somewhere around there. I don't think it's 4 out of 5 because the second half isn't as strong. But
right.
as you said, I'm definitely checking for him now.
Right.
And I'm definitely going to go back and go through some of his back catalog and see what I've been missing. Because obviously, if you get to the point where you doing records with Alchemist, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And
I think also a dope thread that I noticed throughout, he talks a lot about like putting his own money up, betting on himself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like, and I thought that was really something just admirable about, you know, because a lot of these dudes, you don't hear the positivity, you don't hear the good advice, you know, interlaced in the drug talk, interlaced in the, you know, the fly talk about the Bentleys and, you know, the mansions and chilling with models and shit. You don't hear the positive shit interlaced in there and the good advice interlaced in. So like, I think that's really what sets him apart. And I think out of all of those dudes in this lane, like he's probably the main one that I would be checking for, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. And his work ethic seems to be pretty damn up there because I think when
he dropping once a year,
3 times,
maybe twice. Yeah,
like 2022, I think he put out 3 records. 2023, he put out 3 records. 2021, I think he put out like 2 or 3. Like, the man is really prolific, and it's working for him. You know, it's not the kind of shit that we would normally talk about on this podcast, but I think, you know, due to the Alchemist being tied into it, is something that definitely is on our radar, man. So like, you know, I'm sure some people on this podcast have probably been messing with him longer than we have, so we late to the party. But yeah, if you in the right setting, it works. But it's one of those kind of like, you know, it's kind of like the opposite spectrum of some of the other shit we recommended on this podcast.
Facts.
You know what I mean? In terms of the energy. So yeah, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Quick announcement. Over the last several years, we've been asked many times by the listeners of the show if we would ever open it up to the public for advertising. We've always been interested in this, but we never had the systems in place to make it work properly. I'm proud to announce that we are officially accepting advertising from the public on Super Duty Tough Work. Meaning, if you're a small business owner or an artist and you'd like to create more awareness about your product, service, or release on the Super Duty Tough Work podcast, we're now in a position to do that. For more information, email us at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Again, that's superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Email us there. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you would like to promote, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to let you know if we think it's a good fit and what the next steps are. Thank you for your time. Back to the show. Are you an artist who has the talent to succeed, but has a hard time executing? Do you have the will to win, but lack the plan? Are you tired of having great ideas that never come to fruition, or starting new projects but never finishing them? If you answered yes to any of these questions, reach out to me at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net to book a one-on-one coaching call. Tell me a little bit about who you are, what you're trying to do, and I'll see if I can be of service to you. Have a great day.
All right, folks, we back. Super Duty Tough Work album reviews episode. First one of 2024. We done ran down 3 joints. This is the last one of the evening, which is Dibiase, friend of the show, and Raz Fresco's Knockout album.
Yeah.
This, for those who don't know, Dibiase, producer out of LA, Raz Fresco out of Toronto, I believe. It's a concept record. Another concept record. Very, I ain't gonna say it's similar to the AN1 rap shit, but in terms of executing a concept, they approach it in the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think they actually even take it a step further due to the production. So
right.
This record is called Knockout because all the beats were produced by Dibiase with this new sampler, this EP 133 KO 2 sampler. And this one just came out, maybe a month or two. It's fairly new, right?
Yeah, a few months ago. Yeah.
A few months ago. And so, but everyone loves it. People love it like they love the, SP404 and the pocket operator and all of that stuff. Small little sampler. It looks like a calculator sitting on your desk.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's got its own kind of cult following. Now, if anybody's been following Raz Fresco and Dibiase, both of them make beats. But Raz Fresco, I think he's like sponsored by, or he's got like a brand deal with Teenage Engineering. So he uses a lot of their shit anyway. But this record, they made it Dibiase using just this new joint that came out. And so since it's called the KO, the Knockout, they named the album that. And so it's like producing a whole album with one piece of gear, one producer, and the other layer of the concept is that, all the concepts and interludes are about boxing.
Yeah.
On the album. So it's like they took it to that level conceptually, a bunch of stuff about boxing, fighting, references, and it's lo-fi sonically. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't like the Blockhead record in terms of engineering.
Right.
It ain't that. This is some sounds like a cassette tape straight off the motherfucking cassette.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it sounds like that. Lo-fi album. But Dibiase, I love the fucking beats on here. You know what I mean? It's good to hear Dibiase back in his rap album bag, as whenever he does this shit is fire. You know what I mean? Yep. Where's my beat pack, DB? What's going on, family? I'm looking in my email. I don't see it. I don't see my beat pack. We wondering what the fuck is going on, because we need some of this fire over here. We rap too. What you think, man?
Oh man, I really enjoyed this record. To take the concept a little further, the Teenage Engineering promo for this is actually a picture of Muhammad Ali.
As forgot about that.
As box. Well, and and a lot of the interludes are Muhammad Ali actually talking shit on this record too. So, but it really kind of took me back to like some 90s, like some 90s New York Timberland boot rap shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, DB's beats ridiculous, and Raz Fresco, I really like him on this record. I liked him on the last record they did too, a couple years ago. But yeah, overall this record is super dope. I really like Kimbo as Man Fights Himself. That joint is fire. 1 Inch Punch, that joint is fire. Tyson Talk, crazy. Yeah. Like the beats on here are nuts, and Raz like definitely does his thing. So if you like that boom bap lo-fi rap shit, like this record will be on repeat for you. There was one thing I talked to you about this before. As far as the mixing a little bit, like there's some songs where Raz's vocals are a little tinny and sharp and really piercing to me, because I listened to it on my monitors. But outside of that, it's still a record I can throw on and listen to front to back. I think it's only 25 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, this joint is mad short.
It's mad short. But yeah, I think it's very, very dope. Really, really dope record.
Yeah, these are the records I think are the easiest to kind of check out for fans and newer fans too, because none of the songs are more than 2.5 minutes.
Right.
2 verses max each one. You got interludes, outros. They get you in and out in 25 minutes, and they just get to the point. There's no bullshit, no fluff. And like, if you were considering checking them out, this is a good start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a big commitment. You ain't got to sit down for an hour. I listened to it on my speakers. I never listened to it on my monitors because I didn't have it on streaming. I just had it on a link on this computer that DB sent me. So I never heard that issue you were talking about with the vocals, but I get it. I do think, the aesthetic of it is, maybe it allows them to kind of get away with that more than other people, because it's some lo-fi shit anyway. So it's like, whereas like we listen to like the Blockhead joint, like this joint is the crispiest engineered production record we done heard in motherfucking years. But this one is like, I don't even know if I had that expectation. But then like that thing, like yeah, you're right. But I wonder if it even matters with these records. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. And that's the thing. And
yeah.
It doesn't. I was just listening, just with a critical ear because we're doing reviews. You know what I mean? But like, did I care? No, not really. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, whatever. They did this record probably in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put it together, put it out. And they got good chemistry. And I hope that they continue to work together. On different stuff, everything I've heard from them too. It seems like their work ethic matches.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is really important. Like prolific producers and prolific MCs need to work together who are dope. And these guys are doing that. And I highly recommend it. If you had never heard either of them, check out this record for some cool rap shit. Sounds good. My favorite tracks are Kimbo, Knock Your Sonic Rings Out, Mascot, Automatic KO. As you guys can see, it's like a bunch of fucking boxing references and shit like that. So like, it's dope. It's not, you ain't got to add no sauce on this shit. Like, what the fuck can we say? There's some records we probably got to speak about. We can speak out one song for 10 minutes. Like, no, what I think they really mean on this joint is.
Right.
It's not this record. It's not this.
Nah. Straightforward rap shit.
Straightforward rap shit, man. And we need that in this industry sometimes. So it's like, I commend these cats for getting together and doing two of these. And I'm sure they're going to keep working together. And I think that's it, man. That's it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so the albums we reviewed this episode were, did we rate that joint? How many Dylons you get that joint?
Oh, that one I give it a strong 4, 5.
Yeah, I give it 4 myself. You know what I mean? It's real short. You know what I mean? But I give it 4. But that's still pretty damn good. 4 out of 5 Dylons.
Yeah.
So what we reviewed this episode, the 4 records were Midaz the Beast, Planet Asia, and One Rap Shit, Larry June and The Alchemist, The Great Escape, Aux by Blockhead, and KO by Dibiase Raz Fresco. So you need some rap shit to kind of get you up and moving, or if you it's like 6 o'clock and the sun going down and you chilling hard, sipping a mimosa or something, you know what I mean? Eating on the patio, throw some Larry June on. Yeah. Get motivated, you know what I mean?
Eating fresh mango.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mango, you know what I mean? You make
looking over the beach in Miami or something.
Yeah, fruit smoothie, throw that Larry June on, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that's it for this episode, man. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.